What's going on, everybody? Ochoa here from SB Nation's bloggingtheboys.com. We hope all is well wherever you are. We hope you're happy, safe, healthy, and that you are getting excited for football season. We are less than 2 weeks away from the NFL beginning. That's right, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Houston Texans will play on September 10th. That's a Thursday night, and 3 days later, the Dallas Cowboys will play on the road, week one, against the Los Angeles Rams. We now know they'll be wearing their Navy jerseys. We'll get to that in a second. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. It's football season, and I know obviously it doesn't feel like that for a lot of reasons, but football is coming. It is coming very quickly. The Dallas Cowboys concluded their second full week of training camp on Friday, and on Sunday they will have their annual blue and white scrimmage. By the way, we will have you covered, of course, all things blue and white scrimmage at bloggingtheboys.com. Here on the official Blogging the Boys YouTube channel, we'll have some recaps, film reviews, and things like that. And of course, on the Blogging the Boys podcast feed, where you can listen to our immediate reactions, breakdowns, thoughts, and everything in between. But it's getting real, and it's starting to feel like this Kool-Aid is delicious. All right, I've tried to caution people because there are a lot of reasons to believe in this Dallas Cowboys team, and they just keep adding up. You know, you look at this roster, and offensively, you've got Dak Prescott, Zeke Elliott, this offensive line that, while it has been a little bit banged up early on in training camp, still should be very good. Maybe the best wide receiver group, pass catching group, if you want to lump Blake Jarwin in there, across the entire NFL. On defense, you've got a defensive line, a pass rush group that, even though they lost Joe McCoy, we all believe can be very special. A linebacker duo that many people nationally are very high on. Pro Football Focus a few months ago graded the Cowboys linebacking group as the second best in the NFL. If Leighton Vander Esch is back to his rookie season form, that certainly makes a lot of sense. And while the secondary is a bit of a question mark, I think that we all like what the secondary offers. Trayvon Diggs certainly has performed very well throughout his rookie training camp so far. If the Cowboys added a certain veteran free agent safety, that would obviously make them better on paper, but that would obviously bring in some questions as well. The point here is that the Cowboys seem like the favorites to win the NFC East. We found out this week you never celebrate injuries. Injuries are always terrible no matter who they happen to. The Philadelphia Eagles lost their starting left tackle, Andre Dillard. They did bring back Jason Peters this offseason, which will help them obviously sustain that loss. But it is a big loss nonetheless for the Eagles. They are the reigning division champions. I don't think any of us believe that New York or Washington are going to be serious contenders at the throne for the NFC East this year. So it is a two-man race between Dallas and Philadelphia. And the Eagles are obviously a question mark for a lot of reasons. Some people don't believe in Carson Wentz. Thankfully, the Eagles do have a backup quarterback they drafted because they don't seem to believe in Carson Wentz either. But the Cowboys look to be the heavy favorite. We know this year is going to look different in terms of the playoffs because there are going to be 3 wildcard teams. If we're talking about the floor of this Cowboys team, I think the floor is making the playoffs. I think, you know, people have talked so much about, well, what would be a disappointment? What would be the expectation for Mike McCarthy's first year? This is a playoff team. I think this is a playoff team, and these are playoff setups, playoff situations. Their playoff path is very clear and very obvious, given that their division doesn't look to be enormously difficult. The Cowboys should be a playoff team, but I mentioned uniforms a second ago, and I want to get to that. On Thursday night, ESPN's Todd Archer reported what the Cowboys will be wearing this season. If you're like me, I love to focus on uniforms. We've talked already before about how the Cowboys are going to be wearing a special 60th anniversary patch on their jerseys. Well, week one, when they play the Rams in that awesome new stadium out in LA, they will be wearing their Navy uniforms. I imagine that the Rams will be wearing their what do they call their bone-colored uniforms of their new variety. And the Cowboys will be wearing their color rush jerseys on Thanksgiving when they host Washington. That is 2 of their 16 games. The other 14 times they will be wearing their classic, their traditional home white jersey. So that patch will be nice and popping just about every single week for the Dallas Cowboys in 2020. So, you know, some people, you know, maybe you want to wear what the Cowboys are wearing on Sundays. If you are one of those people, maybe you want to get a white jersey. So we now know how the Cowboys will look as they should be a playoff team this season. As I mentioned, the blue and white scrimmage is this Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Time. The Dallas Cowboys will be streaming it on their social channels. You can watch it at DallasCowboys.com. We will have breakdowns, we will have thoughts, we will have reviews for you, like I said, at bloggingtheboys.com, here on the YouTube channel, on the podcast network, and just about every other place you can find Blogging the Boys. We are on Twitter at Blogging the Boys, on the gram, blogging.the.boys. You can like us on Facebook. You can follow me on Twitter or Instagram at RJ Ochoa, and you can do me a huge favor. You can have the absolute best day of all time. You know why? Because you deserve it. We'll see you next time.